We can't let a country blackmail or extort the world, because that's what they're doing. They're really blackmailing the world. We're not going to let that happen. And you know, the amazing thing is, we don't, can you believe this? We don't use the Strait. We don't need the Strait. We have our own oil and gas, much more than we need. We have more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia. Think of this. We produce more. Saudi Arabia, and add Russia to it. Substantially more. And by next year, we'll have double that amount. So we don't need it, but the world needs it.
Welcome back, welcome back. We back, my Detox family. Ever wonder what was really going on while the tele-live vision, yeah, I said it, they tell their vision, was showing you JD Vance sitting in a room for 21 hours in Islamabad? They want you to believe he was there begging for a peace deal, praying they'd open up the Strait of Hormuz. But what they aren't telling you, and what you're about to understand by watching this video, is that Vance wasn't there to negotiate. He was there as a representative of the United States of America to exploit the situation. He was there to let them show the world they aren't interested in peace, just so he could pull the ace card out of his sleeve for President Trump. While you were watching the bombs and the yada yada on the news, the trap was being set for the 2026 election. Now, you need to watch this until the very end, because nobody, and I mean nobody, is talking about what I'm about to show you. After you finish this detox, I guarantee you're going to be the smartest person in the room when the topic of politics or your money comes up. Now look, I'm going to give you some of those pretty pictures, the fancy cuts, and the video snippets for your eyes, but we are here to hone in on the real story. President Trump is talking about things that actually make sense, and you know how we say it here, if it makes enough sense, it'll make dollars. Don't miss a second, because the blueprint for 2026 starts right here. Let's get into it.
Diving deeper, we look at the impacts the crisis in Iran is having on China as the disruption continues across the entire Gulf supply chain. China is actively substituting lost supply by increasing crude imports from Russia and Brazil. Despite trade tensions, it's also increasing U.S. liquefied petroleum gas imports and sourcing more from the Americas. They are also losing discounted Iranian crude purchased at roughly $8 to $10 per barrel below Brent, meaning up to $14 million can be lost in savings per day. If this continues, China could lose up to $5 billion annually.
See, the suits in D.C. want you playing checkers. And when I say the suits, I'm talking about those career politicians, the lobbyists with the shiny shoes, and the bureaucrats who haven't stepped foot on a work site in 40 years. These are the people who represent the system, not the citizens. They want you distracted by the explosions in the desert so you don't look at the very United States of America's soil you're walking on right now. JD Vance didn't pull a 21-hour marathon in Pakistan just to talk. He was there to represent the interest of the ground underneath our own feet. He was there to pin Iran into a corner and show the world that they are the ones blocking the road. He gave them the chance to open the water, knowing they'd say no. Why? Because that no was the green light for President Trump to declare a national emergency. That's the president's hammer. By calling it an emergency, he bypasses the slow talkers and the red tape in Congress, the House, the Senate, all those suits, and goes straight to the goal line. Now let's talk about the product. Before the yada yada starts, you need to know exactly what we are selling. It isn't just the black oil, it's the blue gold. While the media was busy talking about those bombs, they missed the fact that China has been eyeing our natural resources for years. Jesse Ventura called it out a while back, talking about how foreign barges were trying to dip into our Great Lakes.
We're in Rochester, New York, so we're up by the Great Lakes, of course, right? We're on the on the lakes here, and you talk. There's something about the Great Lakes conspiracy. Tell me what that episode's going to be about. This is fascinating.
Well, it's water. You know, they call water now the blue gold. I've heard that the Bush family have diversified out of oil and now completely investing in water. Because what you've got is a corporate takeover of our water. A for-profit business to provide us water, and that's what's happening. And as far as the Great Lakes go, it's illegal to take water from the Great Lakes. It's 20% of the world's fresh water. And The way the Nestle Corporation is getting around it is that they put a well, they buy land, they grease the local politicians, they buy land, and then they sink a well into a tributary that leads into the Great Lakes.
Oh, boy.
And they're pumping 400,000 gallons an hour out, bottling it and selling it to you more expensive than gasoline, and they get it free.
Wow. Okay.
Think about that. The Great Lakes hold 20% of the world's fresh surface water. That is the most valuable product on the planet, and the media isn't telling you that the depth of our lakes is being threatened while the world looks the other way. But here is where President Trump is making America great again. He knows we have the oil, and he knows we have the water. We aren't just looking at the Great Lakes, we're looking at the massive Texas aquifers, underground oceans of water that you can't see with the naked eye, but they're right there under our feet. And here's the factual part they don't want you to audit. You need that water to get the oil out. We have trillions of gallons of water and trillions of barrels of oil right here in American ground. But we aren't waiting for the environmentalists to let us build new factories. Trump's East card is the national emergency. He's taking our crude oil and our water resources and shipping them directly to the nations that are ready to utilize them.
We don't, can you believe this? We don't use the Strait. We don't need the Strait. We have our own oil and gas, much more than we need. We have more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia. Think of this. We produce more. Saudi Arabia and add Russia to it. Substantially more. And by next year, we'll have double that amount. So we don't need it, but the world needs it.
The boats of the world aren't heading for the Middle East anymore. They're turning their bows towards the United States of America because we're selling the product with zero restrictions. We're bypassing the red tape by using that national emergency to turn the U.S. into the world's gas station and its water tower at all once. This is how Trump controls the global market. We aren't just energy independent, we are energy dominant. And for the 2026 election, it's already over. While the other side is talking about the Strait of Hormuz and the explosions, the MAGA project is putting real dollars back in the pockets of the guy in the blue jeans and the sneakers. When the American worker sees the world's ships docking in our ports to buy our resources, the Make America Great experience becomes a reality in your bank account. The trap is set, the water is flowing, and the 2026 landslide is being built right now in the oil fields of Texas and the shores of the Great Lakes. If you found value in what we've uncovered, then consider subscribing to Political Detox for an unparalleled translation of the facts that matter. Drop a comment, yes, if you agree, and if you disagree, hit me with a no response and let me know why. I read all comments and will respond. Let's keep this conversation going full throttle, for this right here is massive. Stick and stay. The truth is the only thing they can't tax, so trust me on this one. Iran, China, and Russia is panicking, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch.